Batman and Iron Man are two of the most iconic superheroes in popular culture, but if they ever shared the same universe, they wouldn't just clash, they would outright despise each other. While fans sometimes imagine them teaming up due to their similarities, wealth, intellect, and gadgetry, the truth is, their differences run far deeper than their shared traits. Today we're breaking down why Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark would never see eye to eye, and why their rivalry would go beyond just philosophical differences to outright animosity. On the surface, Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark appear to be cut from the same cloth. Both are billionaire geniuses who use their resources to create technology for their superhero alter egos. But when examined closely, their personalities, motivations, and values reveal two characters fundamentally at odds. Tony Stark is famously a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. He thrives on public recognition and adoration, willingly revealing his identity as Iron Man. In stark contrast, Bruce Wayne hides behind the mask of Batman, using his public persona as a carefree playboy as a cover to keep his true mission secret. This alone sets the stage for a major ideological divide. Bruce Wayne's persona as a playboy billionaire is not who he truly is. He uses it to deflect suspicion about his activities as Batman. In fact, Bruce sees himself as Batman first and foremost, with Bruce Wayne being a role he plays for society. This has been explicitly confirmed in DC Comics, where even under the influence of the lasso of truth, he identifies as Batman rather than Bruce. Tony Stark, however, fully embraces his public identity. He is unapologetically Tony Stark, whether he's at a gala or in the Iron Man suit. He seeks validation, often to a fault, while Bruce operates in the shadows, preferring anonymity. Their approaches to their respective missions differ just as sharply. Tony Stark's journey begins with a desire for redemption. After years of profiting from war through Stark Industries, he decides to use his genius to protect rather than destroy. Yet even as Iron Man, Tony's ego and tendency for recklessness often lead to catastrophic consequences, including the creation of his own villains. His actions, while heroic, are often reactive, attempting to undo harm he caused or contributed to in the first place. Bruce Wayne, on the other hand, operates with precision and forethought. His mission is preventative, aiming to dismantle crime at its root and bring order to Gotham City. Bruce's approach is calculated and cold, while Tony's is impulsive and self-assured. Even their respective family legacies highlight their stark differences. Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark, was a weapons manufacturer who played a critical role in developing technology for war. Stark Industries was built on profit from conflict, and Tony himself inherited and perpetuated that legacy until his near-death experience transformed his outlook. The Wayne family, by contrast, was known for its philanthropy and commitment to the people of Gotham. Thomas Wayne, a doctor, dedicated his life to saving lives rather than taking them. This contrast is deeply ingrained in Bruce's and Tony's identities, shaping their worldviews in fundamentally opposing ways. This ideological divide extends into their roles as leaders. In the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark often takes on the mantle of leadership, most notably during the Civil War storyline, where he advocates for government oversight of superheroes. Tony reveals his identity, supporting the Superhero Registration Act and placing himself in direct opposition to Captain America. If Batman were in the Marvel Universe, it's clear he would side with Captain America, fiercely opposing any attempt to reveal his identity or place superheroes under government control. Batman's mistrust of authority is well documented. He has resisted oversight from both the Justice League and government agencies, believing that transparency makes heroes vulnerable to exploitation and corruption. If the events of Civil War unfolded with Bruce Wayne involved, the conflict between him and Tony Stark would escalate rapidly. Tony's willingness to cooperate with government oversight would directly challenge Bruce's philosophy of self-reliance and secrecy. Batman has repeatedly demonstrated his unwillingness to compromise his principles, even when pressured by his closest allies. This staunch independence would clash with Tony's pragmatic, sometimes opportunistic approach, driving a wedge between them. Their differing leadership styles also reflect their broader philosophies. Tony Stark often acts as a figurehead, rallying others through charisma and bold decisions. He thrives in the spotlight, drawing attention to his successes while downplaying his failures. Bruce Wayne, in contrast, leads through strategy and subtlety. His work with the Justice League often involves contingency planning, ensuring that every scenario is accounted for. This meticulous approach often makes Batman appear cold and detached, but it stems from his unwavering focus on achieving his mission. Tony's showmanship would likely frustrate Bruce, while Tony would view Bruce's secrecy as distrustful and counterproductive. Their methods of combat further highlight their incompatibility. Tony Stark relies on advanced technology and raw firepower, constantly upgrading his Iron Man suits to outmatch any adversary. While these innovations are undeniably impressive, they often reflect Tony's belief that technology alone can solve problems. Batman, however, places equal emphasis on intellect, martial arts, and psychological warfare. He doesn't rely solely on gadgets, instead using them as tools within a broader strategy. This difference in methodology underscores their contrasting values. Tony places faith in his creations, while Bruce places faith in his ability to outthink and outmaneuver his enemies. Despite their differences, one could argue that Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark share common ground in their vulnerabilities. Both men have experienced profound loss, Bruce losing his parents to a violent crime, and Tony grappling with a complicated relationship with his father. Yet even this shared experience leads them in opposite directions. Bruce channels his grief into his mission, using it as a driving force to prevent others from experiencing the pain he endured. Tony, on the other hand, often uses his grief as justification for his mistakes, portraying himself as a flawed hero trying to make amends. This difference in how they process their past would only deepen their divide. What do you think? Would Batman and Iron Man ever find common ground, or are they destined to be rivals? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into your favorite heroes and their worlds.